Cross-hatching portraits, inspired by Käthe Kollwitz. This is a self-portrait by Käthe Kollwitz, dated 1922 to 1923. In this artwork, Kollwitz used a woodcut. A woodcut is like a stamp. A design is made by carving into a block of wood. The technique used to create this image is cross-hatching. Cross-hatching is an artistic technique used to create tonal and shading effects. It is done by drawing lines, or in this case carving lines, closely together at different angles. A technique you can see on the bridge of her nose. In this activity, you'll be using Kollwitz's self-portrait as your inspiration to draw your own portrait. This is a facial proportion worksheet. You can use this guide to help you map out where your eyes, your nose, and your mouth should go. Materials. For this activity, you have the choice of using either a photograph, a mirror, or you can draw a friend. You will need a pencil. I'm using a 4H, meaning it's the fourth hardest pencil, so it'll leave light marks, which is something I want. Any type of black markers. I'm using micron markers and a brush marker. An eraser. I'm using a kneaded eraser, but you can use whatever eraser you have. And last, instead of using markers, if you would like, you can use ink. For this activity, I chose a photograph. With a pencil, draw the basic outline of the face. You'll be erasing it at the end, so make light marks. Remember to use the proportion map as your guide. Once you feel the proportions are accurate, you can start using the markers or the ink or any other black medium you decided to choose. I'll be working with the micron pens and the brush marker. Start with the lightest part of your face. Make sure not to go too heavy at first. Instead, work in layers. Add lines as you go. Now we move on into the darker parts of the image. For the hair, which is a large area of black, I use the brush marker. The brush marker can quickly cover more space in black faster than the micron markers. If you are using ink, you would use a watercolor brush to get the same effect. You can continue using the brush marker for other larger areas of black found in your figure. As you can see in the blouse of my photograph. Once you believe the portrait is complete, give it some time for the medium to dry. Once dry, you can use your eraser to remove all the previous pencil marks. If you are working with ink, it suggests to wait 1 to 2 hours to wait for the ink to dry. If you feel the paper is very saturated, meaning wet, you should wait 24 hours for it to dry before trying to erase it, or you might tear the paper or smudge the ink. Now that you feel the work is completed and you finished all the darks, you can go back into the lighter areas and add more cross-hatching if you feel it's necessary. And voila! You have your completed portrait, inspired by Käthe Kollwitz.